What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to showcase some of the newly released Icy Wind Thievul in the Go Battle League. This Pokemon here has actually always had a deceptive amount of play in JBL. Sucker Punch plus Night Slash is actually a pretty good combination on its own, and also Thievul's stats aren't all that bad. It's pretty bulky, all things considered, for a Pokemon like this, but the thing it always did lack is a good third attack here. So having Icy Wind, not only for Ice-type damage, but also for debuff potentials, gives Thievul a very interesting spot in the meta. I'm going to pair it up with Volt Switch Forretress as well as Seeking. I'm excited to see this team in action, but before we do get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. Alright, we got our first opponent of the day, Thievul. Newly released with Icy Wind, of course, into Tinkaton. Yeah, that's the big problem with trying out a Pokemon. On day number 1 of it getting released, people are just going to try to hard counter the absolute crap out of it. With that said, they don't have an instant counter swap into us here. Okay, Jellicent comes in. This is going to be weird. I think I do want to flip switch at like all costs, right? But it's not going to be as easy to do as I'd prefer. Imagine my Forretress lead, though. Like, if I led that, this game would be a lot easier. Anyway, I think I can brute force this over time with the energy lead they gave us, but I do have to go down a lot of energy here, and there's a chance they're just AVA strong to us. I would be surprised if they were, like, incredibly weak in the backline to Thievul, but I guess we'll find out, won't we? 3. Alright, so they have their next move after one more Hex here, but I'm also just one peck away from my next Drill Run, so I can throw 3 charge attacks here before they get their second off with how slow they were on the swap-in, so we'll go for that here, and we'll see if they want to go for a shield. I think the play is going to be for me to just double shield farm down, because I need to avoid Tinkaton into Thievul. That's like the worst matchup in the meta right now for it. They throw an alignment here, interesting. I wonder what they're going to do, though. Do they stay in now? Or do they switch out back into their Tinkaton, potentially? I could see that. But if they give me a farm down, I'm actually really fine with that, because now this energy is actually going to go somewhere. Maybe I'll get a shield back or something? I don't know. Oh, Licky Licky comes in. All right, well, I mean, at least that's kind of a place for Thievul to go. It's not really the best spot for me to be, but it's playable. And I should get to a second Drill Run here at the very least. So we'll go for the Drill Run, and we'll guarantee a lot of damage comes through here, but they are playing a very bold game right now. They are thinking that there's no way that I have a Tinkaton answer in the backline, which honestly, I don't have the best Tinkaton answer. I have a Shadow Volt Switch Forretress, which while that can have a lot of play against it, it's not really the best answer, right? What I'm going to do here, actually, is I'm going to bring in Forretress, expecting the instant swap out by them, and looks like we were able to call that play, so that's kind of good. And we'll see what they want to do here. I'm going to go... Okay, I was going to go for the Rock Tomb if they let us get it off first, but they don't. They do throw, likely, a Gigaton Hammer here. This will hurt, but I do survive one. And I should get to a second Sand Tomb, hopefully, this game. And I think I force them to throw a second Gigaton Hammer against us if they want to get the knockout. But we'll see if they can get there or not. We do get the shield instantly. If I get the Sand Tomb, that's huge, because now they're at -1 defense. And looks like we are going to land this attack. Going to be an interesting game still, because this Tinkaton can still knock us out here with just a single Gigaton Hammer. And then my Thievul has to knock out the Tinkaton, but I think it's possible. I do think it's possible here. And I'll just go, I think, at this point for... Well, are they going to be able to get to a Gigaton? We'll see. Oh, dude, those Sucker Punches do so much. I just go for the farm down. What the heck? I guess they were -2 defense. I wasn't really expecting that, though. I don't know why, but all right. Good stuff, Thievul. You were very useful that game. All right, Thievul into... Yeah. Oh, I am not going to have fun today, am I? We did just beat the last one of these we saw in the lead, but I do kind of wish we didn't have to see another one this soon. I feel like after beating one of those, we should be rewarded by not seeing another one. Although this is not exactly a Seeking answer. I kind of wish I had Mega Horn. I obviously don't here, so I'll just go for the Icy Wind. But I think just getting the debuff off first, and then going for Drill Runs after should be the play. And maybe I can flip switch here. And if I can, that's better for us. If I can't, that's worse for us. That's the way this goes. All right, Night Slash, don't boost, please. That would be so rude. Wow, dude, it's not even that likely of a boost chance anymore. All right, buddy. That's annoying. That is slightly annoying. Now I'm not going to be able to peck down, I don't think, thanks to that. We'll see what they do. Drill Run. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to go for the no shield here. Of course they had to get the boost. It's a 1 in 8 chance of a boost. Like, I'm already in a bad enough spot. Are they going to get another one here? Okay, no. They're at neutral attack, though, thanks to the fact that, I did debuff them once. But obviously here, I'd rather they didn't have anything like that. I'm going to go for a full Sucker Punch down if I can, I believe. They are at an Icy Wind right now, which is going to hurt a little bit and debuff my attack stat. But, I mean, saying that I'm so useless with my Thievul into the Tinkaton in the first place, I might as well just farm down, bank this energy, and hope for no Ninetales in the backline. Which, I mean, there definitely could be, but... that's not much better, actually. We'll see what we can do here. I'm going to go... Man, that's so annoying. Now I have to throw an alignment. I'm just getting RPS'd! This is so sad. I'll do one more Volt Switch. I really don't like this spot that I'm in, though. Because, obviously, at this point, this Marowak can just put in so much neutral damage against us. Man. I don't know if I could have been in a much worse spot here this game. I'll be honest. I don't know. I don't know what we can do here. I don't think there's much I can do. I just got completely RPS'd, right? Okay. We're gonna do whatever this is, I guess. It doesn't really matter. They just probably shield this up anyway and switch out into their Tinkaton now, farm us down and win. Like, my one chance there is if they stayed in, let me get that second Icy Wind off, but they never do that. Yeah, I mean, at least I can, like... I can try to dance around a little bit here. I have Icy Wind. Oh my goodness, look at that. It's debuffing them. But yeah, they this time they did successfully RPS me, it looks like. Not much I really could have done this game that I didn't already do. The boost they got didn't help, though. Like, if I would have flipped switch, would have been a different game. Alright, Thievul into... Okay, Shadow Altaria. You know, I am actually kind of interested to see how this matchup plays out, saying I have Icy Wind now. Although they do outpace us to the first charge attack, so it's not even the most slam dunk of matchups out there. Because they get the move off before I really do much. And now I'm going to be either going down as shield here, or potentially, you know, I don't want to go down as shield is all I'm trying to say. I don't want to do that. Because if I go down as shield, then my backline might be in a little bit of a worse spot. But if I no-shield the first one, we'll see if I can get to another Night Slash here. Okay, we actually do debuff the damage of the Dragon Breath. I can get an Icy Wind, rather. And they catch on Empoleon. You know what? Good catch by them. But I think now I can get a bit of a nasty farm down here with my Forretress. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I'm going to no-shield one, shield the next farm all the way down. And then I'm going to have a lot of energy for whatever else wants to come in. They do, I think, have a Sky Attack on that Altaria. But, I mean, I can permanently debuff the final Pokemon if they ever bring in the Altaria, right? They give me a full sneak. I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. But I'll take it. They're going to go for another Hydro Cannon. They're not going to be able to get to another one. They're completely dry right now. So I do come out with 100 energy here. We'll see what gets brought in. I would imagine Altaria, but maybe... Okay, well, it's not Altaria. But that's actually fine. They show the Jellicent. And that means, like, I get Jelly away from my Seeking. And we have so much energy here. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to switch out, actually, because I want to force him to throw really inefficient attacks, or potentially swap out. And again, I don't get knocked out by one charge attack here, so I'm going to let it go. It could be a bad play, but I feel like it's going to be a very annoying play for them to try to deal with at this point. Alright, or farm just a little bit here, because they can never farm us down with that Jellicent. So, we'll see how they play it out. Icy Wind actually gets a shield, okay. Interesting. Maybe a crazy play to go for a Drill Run on CMP, but I feel like this is the idea that I want to go for. Drill Run should be able to get them down into Peck Down range, or at that, it was actually a CMP. I didn't actually know if it was or not. That should put them now into a range where I can just Volt Switch them down in 1. They won't even get a second attack off here. And now we bring in Forretress. We go for the Rock Tomb. And I believe at this point that was a CMP, but I have another attack ready to go. This might just knock out straight up. And if it doesn't, we still win the game through other means, because we have our Thievul around if I have to catch a move too. Nice, okay. Not exactly the cleanest game of my life, but still pretty under control, and we got the win. Thievul into Clodsire. Wait a second, how does this play out? This is actually going to be kind of interesting, because I have Icy Wind, and that's super effective. Only problem is, if they're on Sludge Bomb, they get their one before me. If not, though, then they don't. So we just get the Icy Wind off. I would be surprised if this 2-shot here. So I bet I lose the zeros, because that's what Clodsire is known best for. Oh, that actually kind of does 2-shot. And, okay, we see a Dugong come in. That's not the worst Pokemon for my Forretress to see. 5, All right, they're at drill run now. Keep in mind, drill run pacing has been reworked pretty recently here. So it's only going to take another 3 more ice shards to get their next one. So I want to make sure to throw here right before they get there. And we'll see what they want to do. Rock Tomb will get the knockout. The only problem being that I don't have a lot of fast move pressure or even charge attack pressure into Clodsire if they bring that back in. So it's like, if they do bring it in, is there ever a reason to shield this up just to save my Forretress? And honestly, I think there is a good reason to do that, just because I like Forretress. I feel like it could be good in the backline, and I can just use this as a spot to bank up energy. I'm going to just build up here, swap back into Thievul, and see what they want to do. Could be like a Tinkaton in the backline. That's the worst-case scenario, potentially, for us, but I mean, I'm just going to sacrifice Thievul either way. I have so much energy on my Forretress. I still have some HP here. I probably get to at least 1 more charge attack. But yeah, I think I'm fine. Thievul in the backline. I should be good. Although I did misplay here slightly. I should have, instead of throwing instantly, thrown right before I was about to get knocked out. Now, I might give him a couple extra sucker punches of fast move pressure, but it probably doesn't matter. That's like a really small optimization. I'll go for the other debuff. Let's just make sure this Thievul has no attack or defense, and we'll see what they want to do. Big Sand Tomb. Our opponent going for the shield, actually. Okay, nice. And now, since they're at -1 attack, I know a Night Slash is not going to knock us out. I'll just go for the classic no shield. And then I'll Rock Tomb, guarantee the shield, and then swap into Seeking. And I think after we get to 2 drill runs, that should close out the game. All right, Rock Tomb here probably gets a shield because they're at -1 defense. But maybe they try to call this. I don't know. Yeah, they do end up going for the shield there. All right. I guess we'll just throw here. It's not like Thievul has any charge attack pressure whatsoever against Seeking. Okay, that's a lie. Like, Night Slash does something. But it's not like they have, I don't know, Dark Pulse or something that would do a lot of raw damage. They're in range where just a drill run knocks out. If I don't need to shield against that Clodsire, that's all we really need. So we have the drill run. And this should get the knockout. All right, there we go. Once we stop seeing Tinkatons in the lead, it gets a little bit easier to play, huh? But, you know, GG's. Pretty close game. Oh, Electrode. All right. You know, fun fact, I actually don't have a great counter to this on my team, saying my bug type does not have a bug type charge attack today. Or fast attack, that is. Well, I guess, or charge attack. 5. Okay, so they're instantly throwing here. It could be a wild charge chip and dip. It could be an energy ball. It is energy ball, makes sense. I'm going to shield it up either way. Okay, Empoleon comes in. Not the worst Pokemon for me to see here. I am a little bit annoyed that I don't have, like, a great way to knock this out. I'll be honest, it's going to be more awkward than I'd like here, because even with my Shadow Volt switches, I'm not going to be able to put them into range where 1 Sand Tomb is enough, and they are going to be at their next move after 1 more Metal Sound, so I can't really overfarm either. But I do still have a lot of energy on my Thievul, and we put this down into Peck Down range. So, like, that's kind of fine, I guess. I'll just let my Forretress go. I can't double shield at this point. Empoleon's too broken, knocking out Volt Switch Forretress. But then Seeking comes in, and we'll see what they want to bring in as their final Pokemon. Okay, they actually just bring in Electrode here again. Alright. Icy Wind should get a shield. Maybe it just gets a no-shield if they're confident in my backline that they can just sweep with their final Pokemon, but I do think they probably want to shield this. Okay, that is not what I was expecting to see. I mean, I guess I should have been. That makes sense, but, like, I wasn't expecting it nonetheless. Okay, we get the shield with the Icy Wind. That's pretty big, because now I should survive 1 charge attack here. And that'll force 2 attacks out of them. That's normally what happens when you force your opponents to do crazy plays. I don't need to double bait, though. I think that's, like, a bit of a misplay, so I'm not going to. And it's a good thing I didn't. They did end up calling that attack. This game's still going to get very awkward, though. I'm going to get low on HP. What do we do here? I'm going to shield this up. Maybe it's a misplay, but I think I kind of have to. Okay, is this an energy ball? Or was I off by 1? If I was off by 1, I just win. If it's an energy ball, I lose. Okay, I was just off by 1. I think I'm fine then. I think I just sucker punch everything down then. Or peck everything down. Okay, I could have won that game just by staying in Thievul, I guess, and degenning my way through that. But you know what? I'll take it. Me will definitely take that win. Thievul into Shadow Piloswine. Interesting. Okay. Well, seeing the ground type here is never a bad thing for my Forretress, right? And I'm pretty sure in this matchup, I can just, like, 2-shield farm down. 7. The only problem is I'm not 100% sure if I can knock them out here with one Night Slash. In fact, I'm, like, not sure at all. Although I think they might have, like, maybe waited a second or maybe lagged a turn, because I did not see a final Powder Snow sneak there. They might still be one away from their next move. Oh, that just... Okay, that does so much more damage than I thought it would. 4, 5. I'm gonna go for the Icy Wind here. It's super effective. It debuffs our attack stat. But the big question is, what's gonna be in the backline then with this, man? Oh, they let that go? That's crazy. What are they doing? I don't know. Maybe I should shield this. I'm not going to, but maybe I should. Oh, I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine, actually. We just have the degen golf ball guy. And sometimes that's all you really need. I'm going to shield this up, and I'm going to just Sand Tomb and start farming, getting the fast move pressure. They are in trouble. Man, for Alligator, today on Thievul Calm Day, that's a cool pick. But I don't know if it's the Pokemon that you should use. Man, these Volt Switches do so much. In fact, I'm going to switch out here just to, like, make it less efficient. Oh, they couldn't even react to it. They saw something swap in. They didn't want to let a catch happen, but they just missed all their energy. GG's. Okay, Fearow lead. You know, I think this matchup's actually pretty good for Thievul, that is. I think in the 0s and 1s, Fearow can land a move. I think in the 2s, I just Sucker Punch all the way down, though, so that likely is the play I want to make. Plus, I can just debuff here with the classic Icy Wind charge attack. Okay. I'm fine seeing that, I guess. I don't really have a hard licky answer on this team, do I? We'll see what they want to do. They're at 3 right now, so they're one away from a Shadow Ball. They wouldn't ever Shadow Ball a Thievul, for example, but, like, they could, I guess. What do we want to do here? I'm going to just stay in for a second, and I think I just want to try to get some more energy built up. That doesn't do that much damage, huh? Okay, good patience by them. But they're a debuffed Licky, right? So it's not going to be able to do all that much to us. They're at 9, so they should be at 5. Maybe an Earthquake, maybe a Shadow Ball. Yeah, okay, just Shadow Ball. So they're at 1, 2... Okay. Interesting. I don't love being locked in here, but I do have a lot of energy on Thievul, and Thievul does look pretty safe this game. Getting a debuff here is never bad. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to go for the Rock Tomb as well, just to make it so they can do as little damage as possible to us. And make it so maybe they don't even knock us out here with an Aqua Tail. That would be kind of awkward for them, right? 8, 9, 10. I mean, if they go for a Mud Bomb, maybe that would be enough. But I really don't think I'd get knocked out here just by an Aqua Tail. Okay, yeah, we force a Stone Edge. That's kind of huge. I'm going to bring in Seeking now. Is that an instant Aqua Tail? I mean, I'll take that. That's not going to do anything to us here. Yeah, just Aqua Tail. They're completely dry now. Okay, and Fearow comes in. Gonna be an interesting game still, just because I am pretty low on HP here. But I have a lot of energy. Oh, I have so much energy, actually. I can just get to a Night Slash, and then I think after this, I can get to another one before getting pecked down. Hold on. I might be in a really good spot. At least a very playable spot. 7, 8, 9. I mean, I think I always want to shield this. Maybe I don't, but maybe I do. I think this is the play. Because if I knock out this Fearow, that's all I really need to do to make it so my Seeking doesn't have that hard of a time closing out this endgame. Quagsire is pretty low on energy. In fact, I think they just dumped it all a second ago, right? And Licky here is kind of low on HP itself, right? So I should be fine as long as I land a Drill Run. Shadow Ball's not going to knock us out. Obviously, I don't have much of a choice to let this go or shield it or anything, but I will let it go. And I will survive. 2, 3... Uh-oh. No! I miscounted there. I thought they were 4 away. I should have CMP'd on 3. Uh-oh. Oh, man. That's on me. That's on me. I shouldn't have got greedy. There's no reason to get greedy there. I could have won if I didn't do that. Dude. No, man. Why? I guess I really should have led Forretress today. Just watch. Forretress is going to be good in the backline. It's going to be so good. And I'll be so sad that I didn't bring it in here. Anyway, we'll let this go. I know at this point that I do survive a Bulldoze pretty well. If I get debuffed, it does make the backline matchup a little bit more uncomfortable. You don't get debuffed here. Okay, their own Seeking. Is that playable? I don't think so. Unfortunately for me, I'm always going to be down 1 peck in this matchup, technically. But I guess they're down a little... no, they're not even down more HP than me. So that doesn't matter. Yeah, wow. Why is every one of these teams just so weak to Forretress? Would be so nice if I was leading Forretress today. It's fine, though. We'll find a way. We'll find a way through this together. All right, Drill Run gets the shield. I guess I'm going to just let this go. I can't ever flip this. I can't ever get any sort of advantage, so I might as well just try to get some energy on Thievul here. I'll take a Drill Run in the process, but then I can bank some energy and maybe use that later on to dance around a little bit. I doubt it, but maybe I can. Drill Run is going to hurt, but not quite like a one-shot or anything. I'm going to bank the Icy Wind, just so I have it. Wait a second. That's actually kind of good for us, isn't it? There could be play here. 5. There could be some play. It's honestly still a little bit awkward just because Mandibuzz is not the best matchup for Forretress, but it's not the worst either. They do shield. 6, okay. If I never need to shield this, that would be huge. So they're at 6 right now, so 1 away from a foul play if they go for a Shadow Ball, but 2 away from the next Shadow Ball. 7. Okay, well, I'm never going to shield this, right? I do 2 more Volt Switches into a Rock Tomb, and I hope that that knocks out. If it doesn't, then that's kind of bad for us. Okay. Well, it wasn't going to knock out, I can guarantee you that. And they don't go for the move. So I don't get the CMP sack swap I was very much hoping for. But I mean, honestly, these Sucker Punches are adding up a decent amount here. Maybe I should go for, like, the Night Slash, actually, just to, I don't know, try to get to a second move, but maybe the debuff makes it so I can. It'll be close. If I get a second move off here, maybe they're still playing. Okay, I do get a second move, which is cool. Gonna be such a weird game. I went for the Volt Switch Sneak because I think I win CMP here. We'll see. Wait, they don't even go for a CMP, potentially. They just let me Sand Tomb? I think this knocks out, then. And then I should be able to get the Sand Tomb off against the Mandibuzz. Or the Rock Tomb, rather, into the Mandibuzz. And that should win it for me. Okay. You know, while Thievul keeps getting hard countered, I will say that is a little bit annoying. Forretress keeps on just popping off, man. All right, Fear lead. I think this is pretty good for us here. At least it's better than the Tinkaton leads, right? So we'll see what they want to do. Sucker Punch does so much damage, right? The only problem is they outpace us here before I get to an Icy Wind with a Drill Peck. But then I can debuff them. I can take a lot less damage, and then I can just farm down over time. Let's see if we get a shield or not. They should be at 2 right now, so 3 away from the next Drill Peck. The weird thing about this matchup is I think they might survive this barely if they wanted to, but they don't go for the no shield. Do I want to double shield this? I mean, I survived this attack. Honestly, if they're staying in here, that probably means that Thievul has more neutral play in the backline. I'm going to shield this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Well, I'm glad that I fought for Switch here, because potentially it could be pretty helpful. They're running Seismitoad in the backline, which I don't have an instant answer into, but I do have the ability to debuff and then bring in my Seeking. They should be at 7 right now. As we all know, 7 means they're 1 past an Earth Power, but I do survive that, especially after the debuff. 8, 9, 10, 11. 11? I'm pretty sure that's just an Icy Wind, but maybe I'm crazy. I'm going to no-shield no matter what, because I don't have shields. But now I can just build up more energy here. Or wait a turn to make sure a Fearow catch doesn't happen. But I feel like with the energy that I have left over, this could be a very awkward game for them, just because I have a lot of debuff potential left over. Quagsire in the backline. All right. Fair enough, fair enough. We'll see how this plays out. I'm actually going to swap in my Forretress here. It might be a crazy play to do this, but I feel like they probably never want to bring in their Furo against this, right? What they're probably going to try to do at some point is use Furo as like a sack swap, or maybe as a way to clear debuffs. Okay, they're on Mud Bomb. I don't quite get two-shot there. 10. So they're at 5. Gonna be an interesting game, for sure. They go for the no shield, so it might just come down to fast move pressure even. 8. I mean, I still have my Seeking around, which I think is going to be very helpful for me. And these defense drops are going to be incredibly annoying for them. 9, 10, 11. Them throwing energy here is very good for me. Like, it's basically what I need to have happen. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. And now we have the Night Slash ready to go. We should easily win CMP here. That was kind of a tricky endgame, not gonna lie. Just because Forretress was a little bit pinned in the backline. But man, having Thievul be so free against this team, it kind of shows what it can actually do in a good spot. Oh, dude, is this Butters? 2-0 Butters, what is he doing here? Absolutely incredible battler, but I've never fought him, like, ever on stream. This is scary. He is such a good player, but he also runs the craziest spice picks imaginable half the time, so we'll see what he wants to do. He's just going for a Swift here. I know that doesn't one-shot us, so might as well let it go. These sucker punches are kind of shredding, not gonna lie. 1, 2, 3, 4. Night Slash should get a knockout from here, I believe. If not, then I don't know what to believe anymore. Big Night Slash. Our opponent goes for a no shield. No boost for us. We haven't boosted yet today. Just want to say. Oh, yikes. Ampharos is actually kind of scary. Because I don't have a way to resist electric-type damage on this team. But I'm going to switch out here. I don't want to give a farm down over. 2, 3, 4. Okay. I probably lose with the second electric-type in the back line. But you know what? Maybe we don't. Maybe we win. We'll see, won't we? 7. Oh, man. I don't know what to do here. I don't know at all. Okay, we do see the Wild Charge come through. 8, 9, 10. So he's at his next move now. I don't think he shields this, and I don't think it knocks out, but I don't think I can do anything else here. Oh, it does knock out. Never mind. Okay. I mean, I should survive an attack from this, right? Surely a Brutal Swing doesn't knock us out, unless he's running, like, Thunder Punch or something crazy. Brutal Swing makes sense. We Rock Tomb here, because, like, no matter what, we're not gonna, like, I don't know, the play's to Rock Tomb. We're not getting a second move anyway. I'm gonna one-shot them with a Drill Run. I might as well make it, so now I survive a Trailblaze, potentially. Nice. All right, GG's. That's a crazy team. That's a Butters team, though, if I've ever seen one. That was kind of scary. 2 electric types in the back line. That was awesome, though. Ooh, Gastrodon. Okay. Well, let's get this away from our Voltage user if I can. Kind of interesting to see how this matchup plays out, too. Because obviously here, the Gastrodon does have a lot of fast move pressure itself. I'm going to shield this up. There is a good chance they just go straight for a body slam bait here no matter what, but I don't really care. I'd rather make sure that I get rid of this. 6. As we all know, they're going to be 1 away from their body slam, but they're actually 3 away from the big move. 7. I can boost? I didn't realize that was an option. They're at 7, so they have the body slam now. Although I would imagine there's a chance with a Gastro lead, we could see like a Carbink in the back line, so it's like, how worth it would it be to shield this? Also, that's only 8, right? Is this just a body slam, potentially? Yeah. So now I get a farm down, and that gives me a charge attack for the back line. I'm not upset about that. Okay, well, especially if I can land an Icy Wind here. +1 Icy Wind, that's going to be kind of huge. I'm kind of soft to Ufisk in the back line. ABA Ground, by the way. Crazy team. 4, nice. That is the perfect farm down to give over, to where now I will take 1 discharge, but I'm not going to get outpaced to the next one. With that said, there could still be a Carbink or something in the back line. We'll see. Ow. I'll just instantly drill run. I want this thing out of here, or at the very least, I want the final shield down. They're at 4, so they have the discharge now. But I guess... Oh, wow, they let that go? Interesting. Well, I think we're in a pretty good spot here. I just stay in, and I just double Icy Wind, no matter what. And then after 2 Icy Wind debuffs, I think they need 3 charge attacks to knock out Forretress. But maybe I'm crazy. We'll also get to see if they're on Stone Edge, right? Or Sludge Bomb. We'll see what they want to do. I mean, their best bet here is actually going to be to no-shield my next charge attack, right? They don't probably know that, but... I mean, they don't know. They Earthquake, well, I guess we don't learn their other charge attack then. Would whatever they're... Are they on, like, Water Pulse? Why wouldn't they just go for a Stone Edge or a Sludge Bomb? Maybe expecting a catch? It's hard to say. But now, like, we should just win. We'll force them to throw a ton of energy here. And now, not only do they need to knock us out with our Forretress, but now they need to have enough energy to outpace our Seeking as well. Earthquake does nothing. Such a sad move. At least at -2. But GG's. Alright, Thievul into Guzzlord. Oh, you know, I actually bet this is pretty fine now with Icy Wind. I mean, back in the day, you had Play Rough, but that is such an expensive attack that, I mean, it's pretty inconsistent to throw. Brutal Swing? What's a Brutal Swing doing here? I guess doing non-debuff damage, but... Interesting. Maybe that's the way to play it. Just to make it so I can't, like, instantly throw my Icy Wind here. Put me onto a really annoying cycle. Maybe that's a smart play. But Sucker Punches are adding up here. Icy Wind is super effective. And we do, in fact, get the no-shield. I'm going to go for the Night Slash here, just to guarantee that I can win the zero-shield matchup. I'd rather make sure that this Guzzlord is out of the way. More so than anything right now. Nice. Down goes the Guzzlord. In comes a Tinkaton. I'm not going to give a farm down over. That seems like a bad idea. 5, 6... Is that, either I'm off by 1 or that's just a Bulldoze. Just a Bulldoze. Okay, so they're at 1. They do get the defense drop. 2, 3, 4, 5. I kind of wonder if it's another Steel type in the backline or if it's going to be a Ninetales. I think those are the 2 options it could be. They're at 6. 7. Okay, that's huge. Getting this move off here is now going to give me a shield advantage, and I think that's going to be the best way to try to deal with a Ninetales in the backline, if that is what the final Pokemon is. 9, 10, 11... I don't even know if a Bulldoze knocks us out here, but I think maybe another Fairy Wind might. We'll find out shortly. Oh, well, Gigaton knocks us out, so they're at 4. 5... Oh! 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 Hello! Right, yeah, that's good for us. No! I wanted to play that out. But GG's. Oh, no. Why is there another one of these on my screen? I am not a fan of the Wigglers. Wait, I am a fan of the Marowak counterswaps, though. Can I brute force this in the 2s? I would hope I can. Like, it shouldn't even be something I have to brute force. This should hopefully just be good for me. They let that go. 5. I mean, I'm shielding. I have to shield. I want switch no matter what. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Well, getting a second debuff before their next move is also pretty good. 9. I don't know if I brute force this. Because they're at their next move in just a second here. Okay. Icy Wind just in case they catch. We do brute force it, though. That, double debuffed Bone Club actually did nothing, which made me happier. Makes sense. I mean, it's stupid, but it makes sense. They bring this in. We just bring in our Thievul now, though. 4, 5... And, like, no matter what, we always get at least 2 Night Slashes off here, so there's no reason for me to do anything other than to shield this up. If they ever switch, I just switch into my Wigglytuff answer. They do go for the full send. And now we lock down the Wigglytuff. Good timing. Kind of hard to time that sometimes when it's like 4-turn into 3-turn on desynced. But that was pretty well played, actually. For like a Wigglytuff user, I wouldn't expect that, is all I'm saying. But it's fine. We don't really care at this point, I don't believe. I think at this point, just landing this Rock Tomb and all our fast move pressure is all we need. All right. The swap should be coming back up here in just a second. Yeah, it's like up now. But the problem for them is as long as I get my Night Slashes off, both my Night Slashes, that should just win us the game. Because then they're going to be in Sand Tomb range. And then the Wigglytuff as well is in range where I can Sand Tomb them. I have a lot of energy still on my my Forretress. They instantly Earth Power to try to stay outside of Sand Tomb range, but I don't think that's going to help them. Honestly, Sand Tomb might not be enough to knock him out from like right here, but what I can do is like one more Volt Switch, right? And then this knocks him out. And then that Wigglytuff should also just be in Sand Tomb range. But if I have a Volt Switch or a Rock Tomb, I'll throw that. Sand Tomb, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I do have the Rock Tomb, nice. Wow, we beat Wiggly double slap. I have never felt so happy. That was like... I don't think they played that as well as they could have, though. Like, if they just brought in Gastro into Seeking, I think that can brute force it a little bit easier for them. All things considered, I really do think that Thievul is a very strong Pokemon in the current season. The only problem right now for it in the meta is everyone knows it's a good Pokemon, so they're going to be countering it and bringing their Tinkatons, Bug-Bite, Fortresses, Annihilates, all those Pokemon. They're going to be pretty common here for the next few days. But once the meta settles down, I bet Thievul's actually going to be pretty good. But yeah, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.